Videos on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. Hey guys, this is Phil from UntitledChapter, and this is Samsung Galaxy S5 Mini. It was released quite a bit ago, but we recently got our hands on the device, so here's a review unit of the Galaxy S5 Mini. We all have seen that Galaxy Mini series since the Galaxy S3 Mini, Galaxy S4 Mini, and there is the Galaxy S5 Mini. Although the Galaxy S6 is right around the corner, it probably would be out already by the time that you watch this video, but you know, AT&T is now launching the Galaxy S5 Mini. So this is the international version of the Galaxy S5 Mini. There's a dual SIM version and the single SIM version, of course. And the single SIM version comes with Exynos 3 Quad, and dual SIM comes with Snapdragon 400 quad-core processor running at 1.4 GHz of the clock speed. What you see on the front is receiver and the 2 megapixel front-facing camera, 2.1 megapixels to be exact, 4.5 inches of a 720p display. That's definitely an upgrade from the Galaxy S4 Mini, which was equipped with a QHD resolution with the lowercase q, multitasking home key with the fingerprint sensor and the back key. On the right we have the power key, the earphone jack, infrared port, the volume rocker, and the micro USB port. This is waterproof. It's capless waterproof, so even if it looks like it's going to immerse water directly in, it wouldn't. So don't worry about that. Unless you detach the battery cover, you'll be safe. So on the back we have that iconic Galaxy S5 design, which is definitely not my favorite. But one of the things that the Galaxy S5 Mini has advantage over the original Galaxy S5 is that the camera doesn't protrude at all from the surface. So it's got a flat camera. I like that part better. This camera itself is an 8 megapixels with the LED flash and the heart rate monitor over here, and a Samsung logo, speaker grill, and duos, indicating that this is indeed a dual SIM device. There's a little hole over here. You can take it open, and you see that waterproof little rubberish thing is over here. So you might want to close your battery cover really tightly if you want to submerge this into water. So you see the 2 SIM card slots and 2100 milliamps of battery. What's internally built in is 1.5 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of storage, which can be expanded through that micro SD card slot located over here. You will have to take your battery off if you want to install or remove the micro SD card, so take that in mind. Size-wise, it's called Mini, but it's already grown big into a 4.5 inches, so it's not exactly like the Mini. If you compare with the iPhone 5, it's definitely bigger than the 4-incher of the iPhone 5. If you want to compare it to an iPhone 6, now they're almost in the matching size. The bigger sibling Galaxy S4, I used to have a Galaxy S5, but I really didn't want to keep it. It's got a ugly back cover. This is how big it is. Alright, so let's get into the device. It's got that traditional TouchWiz interface. It's a bit aged now. Now there's a Galaxy S6, but it's that TouchWiz renovated interface started with the Galaxy S5. And you can go to apps and scroll through that, scroll bars. There's nothing much to talk about when it comes to Samsung TouchWiz because they barely change anything when they release a new device. If you have wondered, it comes shipped with the Android 4.4.2. They promised the Android Lollipop update is just around the corner, so if you wouldn't wait a while, or by the time that you watch this video, maybe the Lollipop update will be already distributed. Alright, so aside from that, it's just a traditional TouchWiz. There's folders, there's app drawer, there's a camera, there's a little nice weather widgets over here. There's nothing much to talk about. The spec-wise is another thing that I want to talk about. For the benchmark scores, it follows the trail of that of almost all the Snapdragon 400 processors. It ranks around 19,000. That's pretty generic, and it's pretty snappy for a Snapdragon 400 processor, but for certain apps, certain heavy apps like Facebook Pages Manager, it tends to lag a bit, but for most of the time, it is fine. One thing that I was very disappointed was the battery. Surprisingly enough, my review unit had a very short battery life. The screen on time only remained about 3 hours. I don't know why that happened. Maybe it's just my unit, but in my experience, at least the dual SIM model of the Galaxy S5 didn't have a good battery at all. just basic performances like the web surfing was just fine as any other Snapdragon 400 devices. We can go to the homepage of undercage.co.kr, and I'm on 3G, so it's not exactly the fastest network that you'll see. So scrolling and loading up a new page is totally fine until they crash. Maybe that attributes to the 1.5 gigabytes of a smaller capacity of the RAM this guy has, but the overall performance was fine. The camera was a bit disappointing. Camera over here at 8 megapixels was nowhere between to the good camera. It was just about the mediocre camera, and it didn't exactly take a fancy shots. The fingerprint sensor is another thing. So when you go to settings, there's security menu, but fingerprint sensor is actually over here. So you can register your fingerprints. You will have to register your fingerprint by swiping on the fingerprint sensor, and as you would have learned from the Galaxy S5s, the Galaxy S5 or the other Galaxy series, the fingerprint sensor is simply terrible. So that was another thing that I was very disappointed at. Sound quality was actually okay, so it's just about the mediocre everything. But here's my idea. Galaxy S4 Mini or the LG G2 Mini or the G3 Mini or G3S or the G3 Beat, if you might want to call that, are supposed to be the miniature version of their flagships. So if you want to build a mini version of the flagships, it should follow some trails of that great quality that the mainstream models had. But it seems like the Galaxy S5 Mini keeps the design, which is definitely not welcomed by most of the people, but streams down the capabilities or the specifications a lot. So it was rather a disappointment, knowing how good of a phone Galaxy S5 was aside from its design. So especially at the time like now, there are better phones than the Galaxy S5 Mini out there. So spending over $300 on this thing doesn't exactly seem rational to me after reviewing it. So that was Galaxy S5 Mini, and please do consider other options over there if you want a budget device in a nice spec, because there are phones like that out there without this funky design. So that was Galaxy S5 Mini, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.